Good morning, Yamilet. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much, Stephanie. How you doing this morning?
Like all of us, day to day surviving, finding better ways of doing business, and which is the reason why I brought you. But before we start there, I wanted to congratulate you and your sister on being women of influence in the Fort Lauderdale area. I saw your article in the Lifestyle magazine. Congratulations. How did that come about?
Thank you so much. During COVID, I think Lifestyles had a brilliant idea to highlight some of the influential women in Broward County, and I think they did an amazing job. We were reached out by them, and we were very honored by that. And I thought it was a great opportunity, due to the circumstances that we're going through in 2020. I think that being out there and being relevant is the most important thing for a business executive right now.
Well, congratulations, but I love the way you use the word relevant. Yamilet, we've had people have to close down their businesses and close their merchant account with our company. And yet, when you look back at why they did it, I'm not so sure they had to. How do you feel about how businesses have kind of stayed the status quo during this time instead of being relevant?
Right. You know, I think that even though, I mean, merchant services as a whole, I think that we were probably more prepared to what came through us. And I think PCI compliance is the number one reason why we have been alert of doing things right and doing things online, virtually. I mean, we were prepared somehow for this. And I think that one of the industries that rise to the occasion were those applications on cloud that allow you to either have an online delivery solution. Those solutions definitely increase. And yeah, definitely retail is one of the areas that took the biggest hit. And like you said, I think after the lockdown, there were companies that felt that either taking a loan was better, and stop operating, and then they were able to revive after October, like bars, especially. They were able to somehow just take a loan and stay into survival from October. And right now, I think we're in a market where people are tired of being indoors and are going to go out there and consume more and be more in restaurants. So I think restaurants are in a recovery right now. I think they were able to stay afloat because especially those that have like a Clover solution, for example, that have an application, their own application for online ordering. I think companies like Uber Eats and the local ones, the Groundhound, and I think those companies actually, it was the best thing that could happen to them. They were uh, constantly fighting to be in an industry where they were needed, and finally COVID hit, and that was the most needed industry. So as a merchant company, we saw a little bit of a dive in April especially, but we saw immediately recovered as the public, as the business were recovering themselves, and they were inventing a new ways of doing business. We started recover ourselves. We have seen a huge surge on companies like educational startups, that will help you how to start your own company online, coaching companies. Every one of my therapists were able to instantly switch to working from home because we have the electronic link, we have the virtual terminal, and so this went like industries that were normally retail and immediately turn into working remotely. And because they have been with us and they have had our MX Merchant solution, it was a turn point. It was they didn't have to solicit anything else, they didn't have to purchase anything else. So I mean, as a company, we're doing great. I think what I see in the community is we're getting recovered. And I think, I heard one of our leaders, our mayor, speaking this week, and I have to definitely agree with him. This is COVID, and we're going to have to learn how to coexist with COVID, because we cannot close economies. We cannot close our business doors, and we need to survive, and we need to rise to the occasion. And so we do need to protect ourselves. I think that we should follow science, and I think that we should follow social distance. But I think that we need to learn how to coexist with this. Because as we know, we're not going to have a solution until a vaccine comes. And I think it's more important to focus on our economy and our businesses and helping each other out. So I am, on the other hand, very grateful because I am very busy, and I'm grateful to be busy. And more importantly, when I'm busy, that means I'm helping businesses. I'm really impacting cost. I'm impacted by bringing better solutions and better customer service. I have to pride ourselves that we have surround ourselves with the best technology that we can offer in our industry. Whether it's gateway solutions, whether it's POS solutions, whether it is electronic solutions, online services, application deliveries. We have an amazing church application for churches, which we were extremely active during the lockdown, as these were organizations that were extremely active as they were serving the community and they were buying all the food for the community. So, I think that one of the things that have set us apart is that we are so diversified, and it have allowed us to see the diversification when the market paralyzed for a little bit and let us know where we were. So if anything, I'm just extremely happy with the way the things are going so far, Stephanie.
And just a quick reminder, I just had a conversation with a retail store that said, I've lost so many of my customers. And my question was, are you selling online? And they said, no, we really have never gotten that far. And I was like, you really had, since COVID began and we were kind of locked in March, to consider either you doing a loan or to do a website and then letting people see what you're offering online. And yet they're now losing so much of their business to Amazon, eBay, Macy's, Target, Walmart, everybody who's willing to deliver.
Right.
You can swing by and pick up. How would you talk to your retail establishments? I'm talking pure retail. They sell widgets, any kind of widget. How would you tell them that they really need to look at the future? Because this isn't going away.
That's a great question. So yeah, the first ones to get in touch with us were our retails, but also our like therapists. That were normally retailers, and like I said, they had an immediate solution with us. And I have asked our clients, and unfortunately, with the lockdown, a lot of people just became more aware of how to gather everything online. So I think that we offer a suite of amazing, a technology suite for online services, delivering services, e-commerce solutions. I've always tell our clients that social media is probably one of the most impactful ways to grow your business. I've seen retail and restaurants go down, I have also seen retails and restaurants getting started using social media properly. And I see expansion in hospitality. Yes, we have seen a lot of places close, but it's also an opportunity for those people that are in an expansion way, they were doing okay, to do things better. So what I had to say is, if you were in the retail place and obviously if the business is hurting right now, you need to innovate. You need to think about, okay, if I was doing this great as a retail, how can I bring this online? Because that's where everybody's going. I mean, even regardless of the business that you have, you need to have an online presence, especially after we face COVID. Because if you don't have an online presence, then you are disregarding probably one of the most important parts of being in business in 2020.
Right. And I'm glad that you said that because you know, it's not going away. And I shouldn't say hopefully COVID goes away, but the mindset, you know, it takes 30 days to create a habit. We've had 7 months of a habit going on now. And honestly, I don't know how much I want to go into a strange store to buy something or, you know, you have to make choices today. And if I can go and pick up my phone and order and have a great return policy or go by the store and pick up my groceries without having to go through, it saves me time. And sometimes it saves me money, but it saves me peace of mind. So
But
thank you.
think about this. Think about what the malls are going to be in the future. Because if you actually go to a mall right now, it's, you know, they're dead. You know, people are going into outdoors activities because of this virus. So, you know, I've seen chains like New York and Co. Closing other stores and just having an online presence. That's very impactful. That
Yes.
makes you think, wow, you know. But at the same time, people are have been able a little bit. I mean, we know there's a lot of people hurting, you know, and we know that the retail, the aviation industries, as an industry in merchant services, we had to change our underwriting guidelines because of COVID. So we, for example, when we were able to take like jet charter companies, we're no longer able to do that because that particular area is facing a lot of closing, a lot of you know, going to bankruptcy. And so when an industry, when the retail or any other industry takes a hit, the first thing that our industry as credit card processing providers, the first thing that gets reviewed is the underwriting guidelines for those businesses. And so you can sense how everything has changed,
Yeah,
including in merchant services because of COVID.
exactly. Exactly. Well, you know, I just, you know, a lot of these therapists, like you said, or other professionals that either in the healthcare industry, I just spoke to a therapist and what she wants to do is to give people with lower back problems or like your mommy, for example, that has had surgery and things like that, go and me having surgery, go in and do like a seminar where you could just, you know, go in and subscribe to a video for your lower back, for your upper or shoulders, your neck. And this is thinking outside the box. I may not be able to bring everybody in, but I can still help my customers and my patients be safe. And again, all of us need to figure out what do our customers want and need? What is a fair price for them to pay for it, and how do they want to receive it? And most of the time you're going to find that people would prefer to be able to download it, get it off the internet, go to your website and watch a video, maybe have a subscription to it, et cetera, et cetera. And this is just an amazing, you know, 180 from where we were a year ago.
You know, I think that the most impactful like experience I had so far with COVID was my doctor's experience. I had COVID in June. I did had a mild case, thankfully, but you know, I obviously had to reach out to the doctor, and everything that you go through the doctor was done remotely. You know, the form that you had to fill out, they had to send it to me, I had to email it. I had to take my own blood pressure. I had to weight myself, tell them what my weight was, take my temperature, tell them what my temperature was, and then have an entire, you know, see about, you know, interview of 20 minutes with the doctor. And you know, I was like, wow, you know, this is like really the way things have changed. Like,
Yeah.
I never thought that you can actually go to the doctor remotely that way.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, like, I think the health and wellness industry, in addition to the retail, is one of that is taking a biggest hit. I have postponed my dentist cleaning appointment 3 times already because I don't feel that I will be safe when, you know, there's no social distance there. And I think there's a lot of people that feel the same way. I think as desperate as people are going to the gym, there are other people that are very cautious about going to the gym and have incorporated, like in my case, I created a whole gym in my bathroom so I can have my whole routine and avoid having to go to our gym downstairs. So like there's many industries that are learning a little bit their way. I mean, gyms learned to give classes offline, and they did very well, you know. So again, I think every industry during and you know during COVID somehow learn a little bit of survival. Those that didn't make it obviously chose, you know, not to, you know, to close their doors, and they couldn't. And there's a lot of that, but I'm sure that those people are reinventing themselves as well. I mean, we are seeing a growth on sales, and I mean, as we are recovering, we are seeing that recovery as well.
Well, and you know that my husband and I have taken to RV, and we've talked about that. And, you know, I didn't want to fly anymore. We went to my husband's mother and brother's funeral in June when you were sick, as a matter of fact. And it was scary to be on airplanes. It was scary to have to go to a hotel. I didn't want to. And so if a business person starts to see where is the trend, people are buying RVs, people are going camping, they're doing outdoor activities. How can I create a business that will get to that sector of the
construction work? They're doing amazing. Everybody's building a pool.
Yeah.
There's not enough supplies. It's amazing how like there's certain industries
Yeah.
that are obviously elevated more than others. Yeah. Construction is one of those industries that rise with COVID because everybody wants to do a project now. Everybody has
Yeah,
a job.
go to Home Depot to try to buy a door that fits, you know, like or something. You've got to order them. You cannot. Home Depot, Lowe's. You're right. Home improvement in your home. People have lost weight. Everybody gained at the beginning, but when this became more permanent, everybody, you know, buying and doing different things. So my recommendation, and this is just me, is you've got to find your new niche. You've got to take your current business, find out where it can be punched into the new world, the new reality. And Yamilet, I think Merchant Processing Solutions is the perfect fit for every business out there. How can they get a hold of you?
Okay, so it's very easy to get a hold of us. You either can email me directly, yamilet@processmps.com. You can also call us at our toll-free number, 866-925-1677. Or they can also reach me. We have a presence on Facebook. We have a presence on LinkedIn. We have a presence in Instagram. And we're very accessible. I have my personal page on Facebook is Yamilet Strauss. And, you know, I mean, since I started the company 15 years ago, our goal was always to help a business, not just to understand rates, programs, and technology, but to understand how we can impact someone's business, how we can, it's not just about reducing the rate, it's about tailoring a solution to a business specific needs. And I think we have been very successful in that, and we have a lot of solutions that would definitely satisfy different aspects, different industries. And I think, you know, now that our merchants accounts come with the virtual gateway and the payment link, I think that it's a revolutionary way of seeing merchant services nowadays.
Well, thank you again, Yamilet. If any of you have any questions, you now know how to reach her. My name is Stephanie Cates. I have the privilege of working with this wonderful woman, and let us know if we can be of assistance. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you so much for the time.
You're welcome. Go ahead and turn it off.